Hi guys, it's Monique from earlylearningmom.com. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about our soft start into homeschool and our first official week of homeschooling. So we homeschool following the basically the schedule. We homeschool year-round, but we start our year the same time that the public school kids start their year, which in Canada, or at least in Manitoba, we start after the long weekend. That being said, I did a light start with Z the week before. So the last week of August, we did a light start, which involved starting some of his Doman International therapies and programs. So we started masking, we started the Doman math program, we started hanging from the monkey bars, and what else did we start? This is not a Doman International program, but we're using the vibrating plate. It's like a whole body vibration therapy. So we started with that. What else am I feel like I missed? Oh, and the ease listening therapy. So we did that for the first week. Just to kind of ease us into a routine. We get up in the morning and we start that stuff. And so that way when we started homeschool after Labor Day long weekend, we were able to just slide in the homeschool stuff with our what we were already doing. So it went really well. We started math for a living education or lessons for a living education. I included that in my what we're using for math curriculum. And I wasn't sure if we were going to use the worksheets or we were just going to read the stories. And so far the worksheets are working really well for Z. He's not objecting to them at all. The lessons are super short. They're typically working on penmanship and matching, and he's doing really well with that. So we did that. We also started Explode the Code, which I showed in our what we're using for language arts video. And so we started that. We started some handwriting without tears. It went really, really well. I was really happy with how the planner that I set up worked and how we were able to slide in from different activities. The one thing that I overestimated or I overbooked us for was our read out louds. Now we are a heavy read out loud family. Like we can read for 45 minutes to an hour before bedtime. We read during his foot baths, which was another thing that we started back up again. We had taken a little break from, but we started back up again during our soft start. And I try to do that 3 to 5 times a week. That being said, so we read during that, which is another half hour, and then we read when we're in the car. And so I scheduled us hard for week 1. I scheduled Charlotte's Web. I scheduled the one and only Ivan, and I scheduled The Incredible Journey, and I thought we could do it. But I didn't plan that Monday was a long weekend, so our week was short. He was getting to bed later, meaning that I was maybe only able to read to him for 15-20 minutes before bed before he'd pass out. I didn't account for the fact that I count the weekend in, right? So I didn't count the fact that I was going to be going to the States without him, meaning we weren't reading. So, and at the end of August, we got the new Dragon Masters book. So it's Dragon Masters, Land of the Spring Dragon. And we had started reading this at the end of the month, and we needed to finish it because if they arrive before the actual release date, we like to finish them before the release date. So we were already reading this, and Charlotte's Web is a little on the longer side, and we really enjoyed it. And so we actually this was the book that we finished. So we're a little behind on our read alouds, but that's okay because there's going to be time this winter where we're going to be doing more read alouds, and if I have to save some for next year or save them for the summer, that is okay. Right now I do want to get through those 3 books. We are well into Charlotte's Web, and I think the next one we're going to read is the the one, the only Ivan, because I've heard really good things about it. I've heard it's very sad, but very good. So I'm looking forward to reading that with Z. Yeah, so we also picked up his sneakers for his, he needed special running shoes. We got some Pumas. I always say that wrong. Pumas. And those will be ready for him to start his running program when Mommy gets her butt in gear. I'm putting together some of his poetry books for his poetry program with Doman International. That'll be coming up in the few weeks. So right now we've got a good start with all of our Book Shark. We have a good start with our Handwriting Without Tears and our math program, and a few of our Doman International program. So now it's just trying to push a little more time. And I think I'm being a little bit more gentle on myself too, because I am transitioning a new daycare baby to daycare. And it's a little trickier sometimes. You know, we can involve all the daycare kids in homeschool, but when I have a new baby coming in and they're very, very clingy and, you know, depending on me more, we have to work more on weekends and we have to work more during nap time. So that is also something I'm transitioning through. So anyhow, our first week went great. I'm really happy with it. Z seems happy to be back into routine, and even though we only read one book, we were really happy. We love the Dragon Master series. It's a very, you know, there's pictures on every page, and it's very, you know, it's a good starter chapter book for kids learning to read on their own. But we like to share it and read it out loud. So we share this series together. We're waiting. Don't quote me, but I think the next book comes out in January. I really hope we don't have to wait too long. It's either December or January. I'm not 100% sure. So that being said, that is our homeschool, our first soft start and week 1. So stay tuned. I will share with you guys what we are doing in week 2. Hopefully I'll have more materials to show you. Right now, you know, it's a lot of the same stuff I've already showed you in the other videos of our curriculum, but I will hopefully in the future have more books to share during these weekly updates, and more things that we're noticing. One thing I do want to mention before I let everybody go is I am noticing that Z is more focused with his table work, and he is able to read with 180 Days of Science. He's able to read the blurb in his head. I read out loud the question, and he's been selecting the correct answer. So I know he is reading and understanding what he's reading. So that was our positive thing this week. We're super happy with that. So anyhow, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you for coming back and checking out our videos. And so we will talk to you guys soon.